What up, YouTube? It's your boy, That's So Greg, back at it with another one. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I think I want to take this show in a direction that's really going to help out the views and is really going to help out the subscribers. Now, hear me out. There are fragrances that I have that I realized they don't make them anymore. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to do a segment about fragrances that I have that they don't make anymore and the regret of not buying more of those particular fragrances. And it's at least going to be a 3-4 part segment, maybe even more. We'll see. I have to go in my collection and see what I have, but I think that'd be a good idea. And also, guys, I need feedback because I just wanted to know, how do you guys like the format of the videos? Do you like it more with the, the bells and whistles and animations, or do you guys just like the straight talk? Let me know, because moving forward, I think I'm going to do a little bit of both, but just let me know what you like more. Do you like the straight talk, or do you like the animations and the bells and whistles, or do you like a little bit of both? We definitely got to get into that and, make it happen. But with that being said, I want to talk about a fragrance that I have in my possession, and I went to go order some more of it, and I noticed they don't make it anymore, or at least the supply chain is discontinued. And, with these videos that I'm doing about fragrances that they no longer have, sometimes you get a fragrance that's good and, you just kind of want to idolize that fragrance and immortalize that fragrance. So this is going to be my way of immortalizing the fragrance in history. And that, it's a good way that we could bring some shine to these fragrances that they no longer have anymore. And who knows, if the right people see it, maybe they will be compelled to bring the fragrance back. So without further ado, I have a fragrance, and this fragrance is a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I bought this fragrance, I'd say maybe back in 2019. And, this is when I just barely started getting into Middle Eastern fragrances. And I'd say probably before I even knew that Middle Eastern fragrance houses were even really like a thing, So anyways, I have this fragrance, and the name of it is Danao Oud Nashwa, and back then I was a consumer of content, a lot of fragrance content. And there was a guy, I wish I could give him a shout out. I forget his name, but he put me on this fragrance right here. And this fragrance has been nothing but good to me. And I went to go spray it last week, and I noticed I didn't have any more of it. So I went to go order some, and I noticed that it's not discontinued, but you can't find it anymore. You might find it on third-party retailers, but it's not the original like this. It's under a different name, and when you look at the formulation of what it is, it's not the same, guys. So if you look, you could tell the manufacture date of this fragrance is May 2019. That's around the time that I bought the fragrance. So it wasn't that old at the time, but man, was this a banger. Now let's get into it. We're going to go with the presentation, the price, the performance. We're going to go over the sillage, the longevity, all that good stuff that we always do. And I'm going to put out a bolo for this because maybe you guys find it, you want to experiment with it. I'm going to give you guys the summarized version of it and let you guys come to your own conclusion about it. So here's the presentation of it. And it comes in a little treehouse, almost a little capsule treehouse. I like it. So, funny story about this fragrance, if you guys been following me and you look at some of the other videos and you've seen like the video of the fragrance where I shaved off the cap. I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I shaved off the cap. So I'm going to give you guys a funny story about why I shave off the cap to see how much is actually in there, right? So I bought this fragrance. I think I bought this fragrance on Amazon, and it was like a 3-pack deal. I bought like a couple other fragrances, I remember, and this came in the fragrance, right? So I bought the fragrance, smelled it, smelled good. I noticed that the bottle was a little transparent when you held it up to the light. So when I held it up to the light, I noticed that the fragrance is not filled up, not even 80%. It was maybe about 50%. So I'm like, oh man, if I had paid more for this, then this would have been a problem. But at the time, this was pretty cheap. I think I paid less than $25 for it. So this was definitely in the cheapy range. Even now, when you see it on certain sites, it's only like, I don't know, less than $30, less than $35. So not bad when you really given for inflation, 2019 to 2026 is really not that bad. Now, let's talk about why this fragrance is special and it needs to be immortalized. Now, with this fragrance right here, when you smell it up close, it doesn't really smell that bad. It's synthetic. But what makes this fragrance good is the sillage. This leaves a very, very, very beautiful scent trail. And, you know, it's definitely memorable amongst the people that you're around. They will notice it, they will smell it, and it definitely offers intrigue. You know, it has that saffron-y Middle Eastern smell to it that is very distinct. But I could give you guys the notes, but what I'm going to do is break it down into a summary of what you're going to smell when you smell this. Now, if you notice in the title, it said oud. With this, you are going to get oud and honey. Does it smell synthetic? Yeah, a little bit when you smell it up close. But the magic is when you walk around an area and people get a whiff of you and you get a whiff of yourself. This is amazing. It almost smells like a Middle Eastern maple syrup. Now, let's talk about the longevity. Another good factor of this fragrance that really helps it out. The longevity of this fragrance is 15 plus hours. You spray this on every time you go to smell your shirt. It reminds you of that is there. It definitely reminds you of the powerful, potent scent that you carry when you're walking around, and people will notice you. Hey, what you got on? That smells good. This is catchy. What you got on? What you got on? You know, and it's kind of crazy because, you know, just pronouncing the name or whatever, you know, the only thing I could tell them is oud nashwa. You know, I can show you a description, but I just call it oud nashwa. But yes, it leaves a very beautiful scent trail. Longevity, 15 plus hours. You will wake up the next morning. If you have it on the skin, it will tap you on the shoulders, let you know that it is still there on the skin. And this is a That's So Greg exclusive. This is probably one of the most potent, powerful fragrances that I had on the skin. And as you noticed, and as I told you, my skin doesn't really, you know, hold fragrances that long. You know, as you see, even with this, I've really had to like moisture up to put some on the skin of another fragrance that I have, you know, a little tobacco touch that I put on. But if you notice, you know, I gotta do 3 layers of moisturizer just to have it on the skin. But, you know, I just wanted to hit you guys with something and immortalize this fragrance because they don't make it anymore. And it's such a bummer because this fragrance is so good. You know, I've gotten compliments from this fragrance, but just the longevity And the fact that it taps you on the shoulders. Well, actually, it don't tap you on the shoulders. This right here, when you smell it on your clothes and your skin, this is that "Where My Hug At" fragrance. This don't tap you on the shoulders. Just grab you by the shoulders and pull you in and "Where my hug at?" That's what this is. This is that Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bottle. It is strong and it is good. So if you could get past the synthetic scent of it and you're in an area that is a lot of people, that's going to be like the ideal scenario that you will wear something like this. You will wear it in an area where there's a lot of people, where it could project and you could kind of reach out to people. But be on the lookout for this. As you see, the name is going to be, we'll just say Oud Nashwa. But anyways, I just wanted to come back on here and hit you guys with something. It's your boy, That's So Greg. I'm gonna try to bang out a few more of these for the week because I know I've been slacking on the macking, so be on the lookout for a couple more videos. But that'll be it for now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, let your boy know you're rocking with him. Catch you on the next one. Peace.